Coming up on Unpeeled, the film industry is making a mass move out of California.
New metal is making an all-new comeback.
And one of our favorite video games is seeing a cheating scandal. What?
And while it may not seem like it, spring activities are coming to Syracuse. All that and more, Unpeeled starts right now. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but welcome to a brand new episode of Unpeeled. I'm Alexa Lamalfa.
And I'm Charlie Goldberg. I would have loved to hear our theme song there, but I'm glad we have more talking time. Now, for some somber news, though, out of Hollywood this past week. Film star Val Kilmer died at the age of 65 last night in Los Angeles, surrounded by friends and family. According to his daughter, he died of pneumonia following a battle with throat cancer.
Kilmer's first breakout role was Lieutenant Tom Iceman Kaczynski in Top Gun opposite Tom Cruise. He went on to play Batman in Batman Forever and Jim Morrison in The Doors.
The White House Correspondents Association is making major changes to their annual dinner. The WHCA has announced that they are pulling comedian Amber Ruffin's performance from the dinner's programming. The White House Correspondents' Dinner has featured a comedian as the main entertainment source going back for years now.
WHCA President Eugene Daniels announced the change in programming was to focus on politics and honor journalists. Ruffin responded saying she was told by the association she needed to be equal and said, quote, "There's no way I'm going to be doing that." Now, Elon Musk has finally sold X, but he sold it to himself. Musk's artificial intelligence startup xAI has acquired the brand in a $33 billion all-stock deal. Musk says this merger will let them, quote, "build a platform that doesn't just reflect the world but actively accelerates human progress."
In other buyout news, Amazon has put in a bid to buy TikTok. President Trump's deadline for the Chinese company ByteDance to sell a platform is Saturday. Amazon previously tried to make their own version of TikTok called Inspire, but it failed last year. And we mentioned President Trump. And with this change in the White House also comes changes in the digital media world.
Absolutely. I mean, when Elon Musk bought Twitter and changed it to X, the platform changed entirely and millions of users left the platform.
Yeah, X has truly never been the same. The verified stamp doesn't really mean anything anymore, to be completely honest. But something that scared me about X is the fact that Elon Musk is posting all about AI and these robots. Has he ever seen the movie Terminator?
I don't know, but with this world now, AI is absolutely taking over. But let's just jump back to TikTok for a second. It almost got banned, then it got saved. Do you think Amazon's going to save the day and sweep TikTok?
Well, as long as Amazon keeps TikTok up and running, they don't need to save anything. TikTok is beloved by millions, obviously. As long as TikTok's around, you're going to have some happy customers.
I agree. I mean, you can't really replace TikTok, but, you know, there might be some people that will try.
Yep, it's truly one of a kind.
Eeny, meeny, miny, oh no. Rapper Sean Kingston took a break from music and in the meantime has been committing fraud?
Our pop culture reporter Sigourney Bell has more on Kingston's sentencing.
Yep, Charlie and Alexa, Sean Kingston doesn't just love beautiful girls, he loves beautiful crime as well. According to the police, the rapper alongside his mother, Janice Turner, have been found guilty of defrauding a jewelry business and luxury bed, car, and TV companies. After their trial, 34-year-old Kingston was placed on house arrest and his 61-year-old mother was placed in federal custody. Now, the indictment indicated that this scheme had been going on for 9 months, with Kingston using his status as a celebrity to convince sellers to deliver products to him before he paid. Then his mother would ensure the products were delivered, then send payment via faulty and worthless wire transfers. After that, they would keep the items, leaving the luxury sellers with nothing. Now, Turner's defense attorney claims that she was only trying to protect her son from people after his money, and I just have to say, I wish my mother was giving me free luxury items as a form of protection, but anyways, Kingston, on the other hand, decided not to testify. The two pleaded not guilty and are scheduled to be sentenced July 11th. And I have to be honest, after reading all these stories about Kingston's arrest, it has made me go back to listen to some of his songs, and his lyric, "Somebody call 911, is feeling a little too ironic now. Well, I'm your pop culture reporter, Sigourney Bell, and that has been your pop culture scoop of the day.
Thanks so much, Sigourney. Sony announced the cast for the Beatles biopics this weekend. The films will star Paul Mescal as Paul McCartney, Harris Dickinson as John Lennon, Joseph Quinn as George Harrison, and Barry Keoghan as Ringo Starr.
The cast was announced at CinemaCon in Las Vegas by director Sam Mendes. Each movie will highlight one of 4 members of the plan, creating a bingeable theater experience. All 4 movies are set to release sometime in April 2028. Now that's absolutely nuts. 4 movies releasing in 1 month, April 2028. I have to wonder though, will it affect view rates? Will it affect box office?
I don't necessarily think the movies were having that in mind, Sam Mendes. The movies are following all four members of the Beatles and their life, you know, when they started the Beatles and all throughout it. So I think it's just going to be an enjoyable experience for viewers.
Yeah, those storylines are certainly going to intertwine, but I know music is obviously a big element if we're talking Beatles, and there's some new music news coming into this movie.
Absolutely. Now, this is the first time that the Beatles are actually granting the rights to use their music in films, like entirely. This has never been done before. You know, we've seen some Beatles movies with some music, but not all of it. So it's a big deal.
That is absolutely a big deal. I cannot wait to listen to some Yellow Submarine on the big screen.
In 2028.
You got it. And from draining threes to delivering degrees, Carmelo Anthony's got range. Earlier today, Anthony received news that he'll be elected into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2025, coming off of yesterday, where it was announced that Anthony will be the primary speaker at our commencement graduation ceremony.
Anthony only played one season for the Orange, but made it into what may be the best one-and-done seasons in the history of college basketball. Anthony quickly developed into one of the league's premier scorers. Now, Charlie, I know we just said he's our commencement speaker, and I honestly think we're so lucky because that's really cool.
Yeah, we're seniors, by the way. I should have made that clear, as in next month. Anthony will be coming to the school to speak, but it's absolutely huge, easily one of the greatest speakers that the school's had in our lifetime.
Now, I heard that his son is actually coming to Syracuse next year.
Yeah, committed to play basketball. He's going to be an absolute popular superstar in BBB, the Mount, wherever he ends up.
Absolutely.
And when we return, production companies are making massive moves out of Hollywood.
And two big figures in the sports world are feuding. Stay tuned, Unpeelers.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with two buckles? What do you even need two buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
They took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
The state of California is facing a lot of backlash when it comes to its recent developments in the media industry. Our TV reporter Victoria Daly and film reporter Rob Gabrick have more on the changes in the media.
Sports network ESPN's Sports Center and its soccer studio coverage location in Los Angeles are shutting down and relocating to Bristol, Connecticut. They'll begin Connecticut production starting in late May. An ESPN spokesperson said that this changes what's best for their current business needs, and that the Los Angeles Production Center will continue to host ESPN's NBA studio productions and provide office space to additional LA-based employees. Yet this move will impact 35 out of their 229 employees in the LA Production Center. ESPN hasn't gone into detail about what prompted this move, but is rumored that they're in talks about potentially acquiring the NFL Media Network. ESPN has declined to comment on any rumors and has said that their decision to close the LA Sports Center is unrelated.
SportsCenter is not the only major production leaving LA. In recent years, we've also seen a mass exodus of movie studios from Hollywood. Now, well, the wildfires, the writer's strike, and the Screen Actors strike certainly haven't helped LA-based projects. These moves started a few years ago. According to a study published by IndieWire, only 18% of scripted TV and film projects were made in Los Angeles in 2023, down 22% and 23% the respective years prior. Host and producer of game show The Floor, Rob Lowe, has thoughts on why his show and others are steering away from the City of Angels.
It's cheaper to bring 100 American people to Ireland than to walk across the lot at Fox. It's criminal what the California and LA have let happen. It's criminal. Everybody should be.
Victoria, I want to hear, if these studios are leaving LA, where else should they go?
So I'm just going to jump us a little bit down south and choose Texas.
Okay, nice.
I'm thinking Austin. They have the Austin Film Festival, which brings in industry professionals, filmmakers from all over the place. Also, Texas. It's so much cheaper to live in Texas than California, so I think the real estate there is just going to could help with building a new studio and kind of help with hiring talent for the studio. What are you thinking?
I'm going to stay out west. I'm going with Vegas. I mean, they're getting new sports teams in a couple of years. I think why not? It's cheaper. It's easier to get there rather than go all the way to Texas. You're making it work a little too hard, Victoria.
I kind of like it, though.
I like Austin as well. But Mel Gibson also is bringing some movies over there, who's one of Trump's ambassadors to Hollywood. So interesting to see what is going to be happening over there. But Charlie, what do you think? Where do you think they should go?
Well, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You'll see me out west. Two big stars in the sports world are having quite the feud. Our sports reporter Riley Underwood is here to break it all down.
The face of the NBA and the face of ESPN do not like each other. Lakers forward LeBron James and ESPN analyst Stephen A. Smith have been sending shots back and forth for weeks now because LeBron doesn't like how Stephen A. has been covering his son Bronny, who's averaging 2 points per game this year for the Lakers. And one of the comments Smith made on First Take was, "I'm pleading with LeBron James as a father. Please stop this. We all know Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad." It came into the public eye on March 6th when Smith was sitting courtside and LeBron came up and confronted him, allegedly saying, "Stop effing with my son," according to Smith. Since then, Stephen A. has defended his coverage, saying his criticism is for LeBron and how he's placed Bronny into the spotlight, and not necessarily on Bronny. Last Wednesday, LeBron James came onto the Pat McAfee show and voiced his distaste for Smith.
And I know he's gonna be happy as hell. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about him again. Oh my God, he's gonna get home and grab some ice cream out of the freezer and sit in his chair in his tighty whities on the couch.
I hope at some point you two do get a chance. But you're right.
Smith also said, he didn't wear tighty whities, and he also pointed out he wasn't going to back down if something did transpire, and James had made it physical.
Let me assure you, it wouldn't have gone down like that. I would have gotten my kicked, because had that man put his hands on me, I would have immediately swung on him. Immediately.
Also on the show, LeBron said that he doesn't have a problem with broadcasters criticizing players' performance, but he does once they get personal. Smith responded and said he did it to himself and his son.
Wasn't it you who said that Bronny James was better than some players in the NBA right now before he was even drafted? Wasn't it you who said, if you want me, draft my son? That is the person I was talking about as a father. Not the father in Brentwood or Bel Air or wherever else he has homes. LeBron James went on national television yesterday and lied.
So far, it's been all talk, something that Stephen A. Smith is known to like to do. And for LeBron and Bronny James, the Lakers currently sit at 4th place in the Western Conference with 7 regular season games to go.
Well, Riley, I cannot wait to see A. Smith and James in a steel cage match very soon in the near future. After the break, we dive into the final award show of the season. Stick with us.
Welcome to an excellent episode of Live from Studio B.
British Academy released nominations for British TV's highest honors. Our Red Carpet reporter Elizabeth Gottlieb has more details on the nominations. So first of all, could you tell me who's nominated?
Yeah, well, ITV's Mr. Bates versus the Post Office has 6 nominations this year at the BAFTA TV Awards. It's about when hundreds of sub-postmasters and postmistresses were wrongly accused of theft, fraud, and false accounting due to a defective IT system. But also nominated this year, familiar names Gary Oldman and David Tennant, who are both nominated for lead actor for their roles in Slow Horses and Rivals, respectively. And this year's Best Drama Series nominations include Supercell, Blue Light, Wolf Hall, The Mirror and the Light, and Sherwood.
So could you tell me if there's any other nominations that really stick out to you?
Oh, well, Baby Reindeer is definitely sticking out with 8 nominations. It's a dark comedy about stalking. Richard Gadd, who won an Emmy for his role, is also nominated for Best Leading Actor, and Jessica Gunning, who won an Emmy and a Golden Globe for her role, is nominated for Best Supporting Actress. And overall, the show is nominated for Best Limited Drama Series. And it also won a Golden Globe, so it's definitely the show to look out for.
So could you tell me, when are we going to find out who won?
Well, you can find out all the winners on May 11th on BBC One. Alan Cumming is hosting this year. It's actually his first time hosting the BAFTA TV Awards, but he is no stranger to hosting. He's hosted The Traitors for 3 seasons now, and it's definitely something to watch. So I personally can't wait to see an award show with him hosting.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Elizabeth.
One of the early 2000s most popular and most hated genres is getting a comeback. Music reporter Charlene Nomini is here to tell us all about the resurgence of polarizing nu metal.
Evanescence just released a new song for a Netflix show. System of a Down is on tour, and Deftones is on everyone's playlist. Nu metal is back. The genre was popular in the 90s and 2000s with diverse musical influences, including metal, grunge, and hip-hop. Nu metal attracted people who were uninterested in pop music but felt alienated by other metal subgenres, including many women and people of color. Groups like Korn and System of a Down scream-rapped about familial problems, substance abuse, and depression. However, many metalheads and other alternative music fans hated the genre. Some hate came from music elitism. Many metalheads said nu metal wasn't real metal, mostly referring to its hip-hop influences. But some hate came from the genre's evolution. Though nu metal drew some marginalized people, it had a reputation for having hyper-masculine, hyper-aggressive fans. Despite its reputation, the genre has re-emerged. Like many other trends, nu metal's comeback can be partially blamed on TikTok videos, with videos using songs from Korn, Slipknot, and Deftones getting hundreds and thousands of views. TikTok has majorly changed the music landscape, prioritizing songs with catchy, repeatable bits. Many nu metal songs fit this mold, with ear-catching breakdowns. But trends die fast on TikTok. While this resurgence seems to have left the app, with events like Nu Metal Party right here in Syracuse, time will tell whether this will last. With Unpeeled, I'm Charlene Nomini.
Charlene, thank you so much. This might shock you. I love Slipknot. They're great. When we come back, our Syracuse events reporter has her top picks for spring activities. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to my house. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The walls were closing in. Clearly a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It could help you find a little more breathing room.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
Well, personally, I've always had an issue with Call of Duty players in general, but now the game itself has an issue with players cheating. 1 in every 3 players are using some sort of hacks. Here to explain all of the changes coming to Call of Duty is our esports reporter, Nathaniel Cunningham. Nathaniel, what's going on with COD?
The biggest thing that you need to know is that these players, they're going online, they're downloading these software updates, these modifications or mods, and they're hooking them up to their systems so that way they can have these cheats, whether it's things like perfect aim or if it's things like wall hacks, where they can see through the wall, they see your outline, or they don't even have to try to aim at your head. And it just makes the game easier so that way these players feel the satisfaction of winning without having to go through the work of actually trying.
And what have developers done about this? Have they noticed it?
The biggest thing, Charlie, is that Activision has created a whole separate team called Team Ricochet. And this team has been absolutely effective in their time. When you talk about since October of 2024, this team has absolutely killed off any bit of cheaters. Over 220,000 cheaters have already been banned. 23% of them are gone before they played their first game. So to say Team Ricochet has been successful might be an understatement.
That's great to hear. And if I'm playing COD and one of these rascals, one of these hooligans comes out, 360 no-scopes me like usual, but they're cheating, what should I do about it?
Well, the biggest thing you need to do is realize if it's actually a cheater, because Call of Duty announced over 60% of their reports were actually console players. So you may not be necessarily as good as you think, Charlie. I'm sorry to say that. But you have to realize if it's actually a console player, but they fixed their kill cam. And so that way you can notice, hey, is it a PlayStation or an Xbox user, or are they a PC? And it tells you how you died. So then you can go onto their online forum and put in their username and actually put in a report that says, hey, I think this guy's cheating.
Wow, so moral of the story, Charlie Goldberg should stick to Fortnite. I absolutely get it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
All right, Alexa, what you got for us?
Well, spring is finally here in Syracuse, with winter hopefully making its way out. Our Syracuse events reporter Sydney Chan is here to tell us all about things students can do to welcome the warm weather.
Hopefully is definitely the key word there, but you said it, Alexa, spring has sprung. And for the first time in what seems like forever, it didn't blizzard this week. With the sunny days thankfully becoming more and more frequent, let's look at some fun things students can do on campus and nearby. Firstly, I don't know about you, but spring to me screams picnics. And of course, it's finally hammock season on the quad. Grab a group of friends, a blanket or two, and some of your favorite snacks and have yourself a day. But where can I get some high quality snacks, you may be wondering? Of course, Trader Joe's is a convenient and consistent option, but if your picnic happens to be on a Saturday, sometime between 7 a.m. and 2 p.m., be sure to check out Central New York Regional Market. The main building has a deli serving up some crave-worthy sandwiches, and as you venture more into the market, there are tons of other locally prepared foods, from yogurts to loaves of bread to jams to dips, and some incredibly fresh spring produce like strawberries, apricots, and tons of leafy greens. And last but certainly not least, soak up the beautiful upstate views with a scenic hike. Check out Green Lake State Park, which is absolutely gorgeous, and on Friday, April 5th, students can enjoy a hike at Pratt's Falls, with trails leading to a 137-foot waterfall, and on Sunday, April 6th, spend some more time in nature at Chittenango Falls State Park with a 167-foot waterfall. Register for these hikes and other outdoor wellness activities at calendar.syracuse.edu. Enjoy spring, everyone. I'm Sydney Chan, your Syracuse events reporter.
Thanks, Sydney. I know I will definitely be enjoying spring, but when we return, we reflect on our favorite Syracuse memories. You don't want to miss it on Peelers.
Hey, Bobo, Do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to another episode of Unpeeled. I'm Charlie Goldberg.
And I'm Alexa Lamalfa. Let's jump right into our top story. Well, you just saw us at our very first Practice Unpeeled show, and now you're seeing the final senior hosting duo of the semester.
Yeah, it was practice for a reason on my behalf. Let's take a walk down memory lane. Some of our favorite moments here at Syracuse. Alexa, I came in here, a hyperactive Bachelor beat reporter, reflecting that of a goose in real life, and I came out better than I ever was. I went down some wrong alleyways along the way, if you know what I mean. But
I do.
Everything happens for a reason, and I love it here.
Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't be the person I am today without Unpeeled at Syracuse. I started my freshman year with you. I started as film reporter. Sophomore year, I was a music reporter, which I was so excited about. That's like the beat I wanted. And then I've been hosting for 2 years. I really just, oh my gosh, there's pictures. I'm looking at Charlie and I. Charlie, you were one of my first friends here at Syracuse and at CitrusTV, and it's just been honestly a pleasure and an honor to both grow up with you and to work with you. And I'm gonna cry because Unpeeled is like my favorite thing in the entire world. So
yeah, it's been a constant every single Wednesday here of our college careers so far, and it's been an absolute honor to see you grow as well. And well, you can't see it because the lower third's blocking it, but I was wearing Tim's. I posted that on my Instagram before I made my debut, and I got a lot more hate than I did love for wearing Tim's in a studio.
Maybe some reporter fashion. Maybe we need to work on that before we get into the real world.
Yeah, I wish Cammie Bremer was there to give me some advice back then. But, you know, there's so many people along the way that has helped us out. Liam Crowley, Blair Seaman, you know, Eli Kernis, just to name a few. So many inspirational people.
So many inspirational people. They've definitely had an impact on our lives. And I just hope that we can do that for the future generation of Unpeeled.
Absolutely. It's been an absolute honor, Syracuse. We loved it here.
But unfortunately, that's all the time we have with you tonight.
Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on all of our socials at CitrusTV on X and at Unpeeled_Syracuse on Instagram. For the final time, I'm Charlie Goldberg.
And I'm Alexa Lamalfa. Have a great night, Syracuse.